Okay, good afternoon everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Shine Chat. My name is Scott Gidman. I'm a practice valuation manager for MediEstate, a Henry Schein company. Today I'm joined by Dev Patel, CEO of Dental Beauty Group. Dev, hi.
Hi, thanks for having me, Scott.
Pleasure. It's probably worth going right back to the beginning of when we first met, a little earlier on this year actually, probably overdue our meeting.
Yes.
Back at the BDA, if I'm correct in saying, here in Birmingham.
Yes, it was, yeah. So I've been working with MediEstate for probably over 2 years now, but I haven't really got a chance to meet you.
Sure.
When we obviously met, it was quite clear that you knew your practices around London quite well, and as we're focusing on acquisitions around practices in the London area, it worked out quite well that obviously you had a few lined up for us, and then it was really good to meet you.
Absolutely, yes. Since our meeting, we've actually upgraded your buyer profile and specification on our side of things to a premier tier, which is our highest level. I think that's quite important for an organisation such as yours, who's looking for such a bespoke service. Would you agree? And what are your thoughts on dealing with us on that level compared to other agents?
Yeah, so I think when you're in a group stage where you want to look to acquire and grow very quickly, you can get emails every single day from all the brokers to tell you, this is what's available in the market. But to be able to give a specification and to actually work with that specification exactly makes our life a lot easier. So rather than looking through 20, 30 practices that aren't actually relevant for us, we're looking at the right ones. And I feel that you really understood our model very well when we first met and we spoke. And since then, obviously, the ones you've given to us have all fit perfectly with what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
And I feel that the service has been very bespoke and tailored to what we wanted, which is great. And as a result of that, within a few months, we've already bought 2 of you guys. So, it shows that the more tailored service will save our time and actually a bit more high cost, but actually long term is probably better for us because time is money.
Sure.
Sure. We're really happy with the service so far.
Absolutely. And of course, within this industry, time is such a valuable asset, of course. So having more time in narrowing down your options and emails and just having the practice that is ideal for your particular model and organisation, of course, is crucial in making that decision-making process, of course.
Yes, it is. No, it's very important.
From my side, I mean, one of the most valuable things for me is being able to transfer that confidence, of course, I get from you, Arjun, and the rest of the dental beauty guys into my clients, of course, because sitting with them, deciding whether to sell the practice to begin with, and certainly when to do it, who to sell to, who to work with moving forward. Of course, these are huge decisions, of course.
Yeah.
So meeting with you, knowing how you work, how your practices operate, how you treat your dentist, of course, is absolutely fundamental. And me being able to say with confidence to my clients, these are the people you really want to listen to actually and want to work with moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really important thing because I know when dentists looking to retire, they've got a very strong relationship with their practice. They've got an emotional as well as a financial reason to pass it on to the right buyer.
Sure.
And I feel that a lot of the other agents who we've spoken to and worked with in the past have just said, you're a group, therefore you're corporate, therefore it's the same as everyone else, there's no difference.
Got you.
But
yes.
Actually we are very, very different. And our model has always been about partnership and supporting rather than going in there and changing everything in the wrong way. If anything, we go in there to invest in the right way to make sure things are done better and make their lives easier and almost give them that financial stimulus of what they needed before for the last 20 years. And then we said, we'll do it next year, and they've never done it. So when we do go in there, we update things, we give them new modern technologies, and we invest in the team and the practice as a whole to help even the owners who we bought them off, most of them stay on because they love working with us.
Absolutely.
And they say, well, actually, you know what? You're taking all my headache of the management, admin, CQC, all the things I don't enjoy doing off of our plate. We brought a new manager in there who, really trained up well by our team, so they can get on with clinical and just become associates again and enjoy their work.
Yeah.
And now that we've updated all the practices and refurbed them for them, they really enjoy that and they find that a value add.
Yes.
So a lot of the people we have bought them from, really do benefit and appreciate the value we add to the practices.
Sure.
And we just want to make sure that when we do come to practices for the first time, that it's not that kind of corporate barrier of,
no.
we're going to go in here, you're going to fire the wrong people, you're going to cut the prices down, all the wrong things. We want to add value and add, essentially, long story short, we want to make sure the patient experience is as best as possible.
Indeed.
Patients are put first, dentists obviously are happy for that happening as well. So we're all in the same boat in the right ethos, which is
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah, no, it's something I found as well, again, working with you, particularly over the past 3-4 months, of course, where we've, as you mentioned earlier, we have 2 ongoing deals, of course, and one comes to mind quite powerfully, actually, because when going through the negotiation process, part of the deal was actually you agreeing with the seller, the principal, who is working on with you post-sale, that you would agree to buy him a microscope. You've committed to making that investment into him as a clinician, but also the business and the practice moving forward. And I think that was such a selling point for you, which differentiates you from really anyone else out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the benefits we have is obviously I'm a dentist. So
Absolutely.
I understand what dentists want and what they want to achieve. So we sit down with most of the people we buy practice off and we say, what do you want to do? Do you want to retire now? Do you want to stay for another year, another 2, 3, 4 years? What do you want to do clinically? What things have you wanted to do for the last 5 years that you haven't done yet because you're busy doing all the admin you don't enjoy doing? So actually we want to maximise the dentist's time in the practice and make them happy and enjoy and productive their day-to-day clinical work. And then that will overall increase the business as the turnover and the profit at the end of the day. So we're happy to invest and work with our pet dentists, teaching, mentoring, courses, whatever needed, even equipment, to make sure they enjoy their work.
Absolutely.
And we're happy to do that for practices, and I think that's where we can put a big differentiator between us and other corporates who've got guys going in there who are just M&A guys, not really understanding what dentists really want.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we can win a few deals.
Absolutely, and make a clear difference, of course, with separating you from the rest of the pack, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
That particular deal will stick with me, actually. As I mentioned, now we've obviously got a very flourishing partnership, and I hope this will grow even more so going into 2020, of course. What for you are the main benefits of using an agent, not necessarily just us, but an agent, period?
Well, I mean, one of the things for me is, I know a lot of dentists, and it's great that I know them, but I don't know when they want to sell, and there's always an awkward conversation between asking them, are you going to sell this year or are you going to sell next year? So I much rather spend my time looking at the ones that I know in my remit, in the right areas and the right practice locations, through brokers like Medi Estates and other ones that understand the model we were looking for. So I don't spend any time looking at practices. All I wait for is people to send me practices, and I go, yep, that makes sense for my model, let's buy that one.
Absolutely.
So actually, my time is probably, I don't know how many hours I would save a month, but I'm sure it's many, many hours a month I would save by not looking at them myself individually and waiting for the ones to come to me.
Sure.
And it means that the seller's in the right mindset of selling, because they're now committed to selling for a broker. It means that we're not wasting our time trying to, play along with some owners who want to sell, not sell, and mess around with us for maybe a year or 2 years. We know that they're committed, we're committed, and we have a trusted agent we can go to who can get the deal done for us. So,
absolutely.
That's basically why we want to go for agents, and also good agents who understand what we're looking for.
Indeed. Well, I think what a wonderful note to finish up on. So I'd like to thank you, Dev, for spending some time with us today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Until next time, thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.